And good evening. We welcome you from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The home of the Marquette Golden Eagles is the Bradley Center. And the site of tonight's Big East matchup, the Xavier Musketeers against the Marquette Golden Eagles. It's brought to you by Jeep Grand Cherokee. Hi, everybody. Brian Anderson along with the governor, Bill Raftery. Great to have you with us tonight. We got our tasty Big East opener here tonight with Xavier and the Marquette Golden Eagles. And Raft, you look at Xavier, they're 6th in the country right now. We know what Trayvon Blewett can be. He's an All-America candidate. How about underneath the curtain? What are you seeing with these two?
Of course, he and McCure are terrific talents, but I think Quentin Gooden has to be solid. You know, he can get in the lane, forget the threes. He's not shooting them that well, but he must stay out of foul problems.
When you talk about Marquette, you always start with their great guards, the 3 guards. Now, the 2 guards in Rousey and Howard are 1-2 in the Big East in scoring, but Sam Hauser has made a name for himself often here recently.
I knew you'd like him. He's from Wisconsin.
The guy. He's my guy.
Smash. We get that in there.
Right.
You know what I love about this kid? They screen for him, but he cuts well. He's always available, and his ability in that low post to finish shots is sensational.
Everybody at Stevens Point just fell off their chairs with that one. Stevens Point High School is where Sam Hauser is from. There is Chris Mack, 9th year as the head man at Xavier. A Xavier grad. He played for Pete Gillen, and his starting 5 is deep. They are versatile. They can switch on defense, and this is a team that has Final Four potential. Steve Wojciechowski and the Marquette Golden Eagles, year number 4 for Wojo, coming from Duke, where he was a longtime assistant and a former player, of course, for Mike Krzyzewski, and his starting 5 with the 3 terrific guards and the dirty work guys in Sakar Hannum and Matt Helt. Jeep lineups for Marquette. Everybody's in place.
Look at these two chatting away already.
McCura and Rousey are going to be the 2 to watch, standing right in front of us, already jawing and guarding one another to start this game. Xavier controls the tap. We're glad you're with us tonight. Got a good crowd on hand on a very cold night in Milwaukee. Blewett all the way to the basket, scores to get us started.
Great scorers are good without the basketball. And right now, both clubs starting a little man-to-man.
Sam Hauser gives it up to Annam. And now Rousey pulls the first 3. And Annam with the offensive rebound. Stepped on the baseline. He'll turn it over.
And Brian, that's important, I think, for Marquette to get some second chances, particularly with the way they drill those deep jumpers. Occasionally you get the long one.
Quentin Gooden is Raftery's watch here tonight, the sophomore point guard for Xavier. And as he goes, they can be one of the elite teams as Jones strong to the basket.
Another little great cut. Good footwork by the big, powerful guy down low.
Xavier leading the Big East in field goal percentage. They get a lot at the basket just like that. Jones is leading the Big East individually in field goal percentage. Here's Howard. Sticks one into the neck, he and Rousey.
2 tough shots, too, with the defense looming on the right side. Nice spin out. A little discard on that move, though. Howard felt the brunt of that little discard, huh? Just a really good understanding. Step, that's an old Bonnie's cut they used to call. Look at the hop, step, and finish. And this one is, I don't know if they're going to look at it, I guess. I don't think it was intentional.
3 officials, Pat Driscoll, Mike Eads, Tim Gogarty, are having a chat, and they're going to go to replay here to see. It's one thing about the Marquette guards. They are very skilled. They score well, but they are short. And they are in elbow level. And, wow, Blewett sticks one right in the side of the head of Howard.
They're just going to play on, I think. I don't think it was any intent, although I may be wrong. I think they're just going to play on. You got in that short comment already.
Offensive foul.
Just an offensive foul, right?
That was the word from Mike Eads. You like that call?
Yeah, I do. You know, it wasn't one of those little intentional bows. Got one from you last night when it was closing time.
And I'm going to write about elbow length to you as well, so I know what that feels like.
Hauser was free, and they couldn't get it to him on the box.
This crowd here at Marquette still standing, waiting on the first basket before they sit. Couple of possessions without scoring. Xavier, one of the better defensive teams in the conference. And the shot clock ticks down to 2. Rousey's got to put up a tough shot. 3 straight possessions without scoring. In Chris Mack's world, he calls that a kill.
Right.
And we'll be keeping track of those because there is a formula for Xavier. They feel like they can win a game if they get into the 6 to 7 range in the kills.
And they've gotten games with 8. 2 stops in a row. You know, we all love the glamour of offense, but Xavier defensively is rock solid. Great scouting report, preparation. We saw, look at that, Rousey with the bump.
And Makira draws the foul. These two are going to be going at it all night. They are feisty players. They are never afraid to talk a little trash and instigate.
You think they're alike? They're very friendly before the game. I said to you, what can we do to really mess this game up tonight? This kid's got a chance, I think. He keeps getting better. He's got range, toughness.
Well, Xavier, last year, middle of the pack free throw percentage. This year, Raph, they are #1 in the Big East and shooting it nearly 80% as a team from the free throw line. They're 4th in the nation.
Well, the right guys are getting to the foul line, which certainly helps, too. That's a lot of practice. Makura is going to be tired chasing a nice slip here again.
Howard can't connect. So another empty possession. The first 4 trips down the floor for Marquette have come up in no basket. And the crowd still standing here at the Bradley Center.
And Gates, known as a shooter, going to have to use that dribble to free himself.
Jones working on help. Double team comes, and Jones walks. Turn it over. Xavier. Marquette ball. Second turnover for Chris Mack's team.
I think you're going to have to dribble drive a little bit more if you are Marquette. They're there on the catch. They're loading up for the 3-point shooters. The horns look, use a screen and roll.
Howard set a freshman record last year for 3-point percentage. Led the nation, sets up Rousey, who hits the first bucket of the night for the Golden Eagles.
Nice play defensively by Annam, too, getting back. Got numbers here.
Howard turns the corner, falls down, and passes it right into Kaiser Gates.
Should have given it up.
Blew it on the move, gives it up. Jones, and 1. Jones will go to the line. A chance at 3 for Xavier.
Well, you don't get many opportunities against Xavier. They're so good balancing the floor. And to mess up a fast break, certainly going to help. Just really a nice little handoff here, dish, and the giveaway. Well, you pay for mistakes, don't you, against good teams?
Well, Jones, a 61% free throw shooter. Xavier coming in at 12-1 as Jones caps off the 3-point trip. And substitutions already for Steve Wojciechowski. Theo John, the freshman from Minneapolis, is in for Matt Helt. And I would imagine Wojciechowski trying to protect foul trouble here tonight. Xavier is bigger and stronger, and he's going to ask for some big minutes out of his freshman, Theo John.
Well, John can do some damage around the rim. Good footwork. Well, big guys really have to work hard, and when they're free, you got to give it to them.
Howard inside to Hauser. Settles for a little mid-range and knocks it down.
That's where he's tough, I think. Doesn't have to go down on the block. Has a great feel. Elevates enough on the release.
Hauser coming off a 29-point game last time out against American. Marquette put 92 on the board against American. Blewett cannot hit. Howard flies high for the rebound. On the move, Marquette. Hauser will get it organized now.
He can make it from there, too. He was thinking a little bit.
Rousey splits the double team and a little teardrop. Rousey scores again his second field goal.
Chris Mack is upset because we watched them go through that today. Really great counter with the bounce.
Rousey averages 20.7 a game. Howard at 21-8 and a block on the other end. Good defensive stand by Marquette. Rousey surveys.
He loves to pump and get you to bite. Usually gets 1 a game from deep.
Howard turns the corner. And he answers with a teardrop.
Got to use the dribble against this team. They're too solid on the catch.
Finding some space, Marquette. missed on their first 4 possessions. Now they tied it up, and that's going to be a block, and that's going to be on Hauser. And Tyreek Jones will head to the line.
Well, you talked about the guards, and why not? They can arouse the crowd. Little string there, nailing it with the nylon rousing, and then what a combo here. You don't have that shot, you can't play with the bigs. Earl the Pearl used to dominate that lane. And just the outside. Remember Wilt trying to get that little floater. Well, these kids have learned, and it complements their great deep shooting. So if you're going to lock them out there, put it on the deck and get by.
The Golden Guards of the Marquette Golden Eagles. Howard leading the conference in scoring as we begin conference play. This is through the non-conference schedule. Andrew Rousey second in the conference. Both a little banged up as well. Rousey playing with a black eye. Howard just had his stitches removed. They've taken a few shots to the upper regions here lately. It hasn't slowed him down. There's Rousey. That's still the after effects.
Not his first black eye, I assure you. Right? I'm sure he's given a few, too.
I think so.
But he's got a little con in him. He works the officials a little bit. He and McCure back chatting there.
Tyreek Jones has 8 early points. He has been impressive in the paint. And now Sean O'Mara will check in. Jones will get his first breather, and the grad senior O'Mara still rolling along at Xavier.
And Xavier has a nice rotation on him. Rousey ran right in. They look at McCure. Talk about a nudge. That was really a heady play, but that's what he does. Rousey now has to go to the Pines. You've got to avoid that.
2 for Rousey. And Wojciechowski is going to bring on Greg Elliott, the freshman from Detroit. And the last thing Wojciechowski wanted to see, early foul trouble from one of his big scorers.
Elliott unselfish.
Najee Marshall and for Xavier, talented freshman. Here's Kaiser Gates, and he hits a 3. What a stroke he has.
He's got a great looking delivery. No question about it. He really widens the defense. That's how the bigs get touches.
Kaiser Gates shooting 45% from behind the arc this year. Been a major weapon for him now that he's healthy. Been dealing with ankle and knee problems.
Look at this.
Howard shakes and bakes his way to the rack. Well done.
Well, he really stuck with the bounce, too. You know, Hauser's got to take advantage when they close that switch with McCure. I could go post up.
McCure turns a corner. O'Mara clears some space for him. Comes up short. There's Howard with a rebound. Marquette on the move. Howard dangerous with the ball in his hands. Got a great handle. Little turnaround. Fadeaway is good.
Well, he owns that lane. He gets a touch. He is dynamite.
Last year against Xavier in this venue, Howard went for 34 against the Musketeers. He had 9 threes. And they're hell-bent on preventing those 3-pointers, and Howard has had his will inside the paint. Elliott working on McCura. Shot clock down to 8. Inside, and it's taken away. Elliott.
Smart play, too. Stayed at home. Individual containment.
Kane with the steal, his first. Marquette with very active hands. They're a better team defensively this year. That was the knock on Marquette. How much defense would they play? Where are you going to get stops from in the key moments? That's going on the other way again. McCure's drawn another.
Yeah, John just used that big body, but McCure, that's what he does best. I mean, he gets in your head, active, contributes in a terrific fashion. It may not show the scoreboard. The nudge. And he lets you know, too, if you're an official.
J.P. McCure, what a career he is putting together. He's got over 1,200 points, 1,000-point scorer in his Xavier career. This is a team that went to the Elite 8 last year, lost to Gonzaga. Marshall trying to get one to the rim. Harry Froling. And Marshall and Froling come together. Meanwhile, on the other end, Greg Elliott scores. This game has a gritty feel to it already.
This seems like February, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Nice help here, weak side.
Scruggs in the corner for 3. No. And Froling going for the foul, grabbing the jersey of O'Mara.
Foley, at least in Mojo's mind, really, he thinks he's going to help them coming down the stretch because he can step out and make shots, but it gives him a large amount of beef in his rotation.
First big test for him here in the Big East against the bigs of the Big East. He just became eligible on December 18th at Froling. Transferred from SMU. First semester transfer last year, so he's available the rest of the way. Got a steal. All the way in. Oh, he misses the dunk, does Kane, but a foul on the play. Marshall got him on the way in. 2 shots for Kane.
Kane should have been at the rim way before Marshall. Slowed down a little bit. Terrific effort by Najee. Didn't give up on it. Bad pass on that area of the floor. Not a quick pace attacking. Opportunity possibly for 3 if he made it.
Marquette trying to take the lead here early as Kane hits the first free throw. First lead of the game for Marquette. Back in comes help. A ton of changes to the lineup already for Wojciechowski. He's trying to find the right mix. Try to keep some players out of foul trouble as Hauser sits.
You keep it fresh too. Well, you might have called that raising Kane.
8-0 run for Marquette.
There's the change of the look. Well, nice help, little pressure.
This was Elliott with a steal. Now Froling in traffic. He is fouled hard. He'll go to the line.
I think they're going to say it's on the pass. But the little change of the look. Wojo today telling us he's going to mix it up a little bit. We may see some 1-3-1 zone eventually.
And it was on the floor. No free throws for Froling. He's still lining up to shoot him.
Well, he would have gotten that call in Australia, you know.
Howard lets it rip. And out it goes. Boy, this is a physical matchup already. Elbows are flying.
Froling seems to be in the middle of all of it, too.
Very curious to see how Froling's going to go in the Big East now. He lost some weight. Much trimmer than he was at SMU. And O'Mara.
What a nice move. Didn't finish the deal.
Howard on the attack. Goes by Cantor just in. Off the window. How about it?
Against 3 people. Extraordinary.
Howard has 8. They're on their feet at the Bradley Center. Marshall, the freshman, looks in for the grad senior.
Nice
in the
kick.
corner, Cantor, the lefty. Too strong. Blewett pulls down the board, gives Xavier another chance here. And now a long-range 3 misses. That's 2 misses for Scruggs. Marquette on the move.
1-on-3, that's his game. Froling just got there. They don't get back.
Scruggs kicks it up ahead. Marshall. And they're letting them play out of bounds. It's going to remain in the possession of Xavier. Great pace to this one, Ralph.
Oh, he's up big time. How about this? Unabashed. As you get to that rim, a little kiss. Would warm you up in Milwaukee. A little beverage might too as well.
It is sponsored by Jeep Grand Cherokee. Marquette has a lead by 4 over Xavier, and Marcus Howard leading the charge.
Something about Xavier brings the best out of this performer. You mentioned he had 34 points 1 game last year. He started to mix it up and get in that lane. Was settling early for the 3. But kids understand how to lock that pivot foot. How about this little hesitation blow by? Sensational ability to finish at the rim.
Howard, a sophomore. Remember, he reclassified 2 years ago. Came to Marquette a year early. As a freshman, was supposed to be a senior in high school and had a great freshman year last year. He led the nation in three-point percentage. His December 24.4 points per game, and he's shooting it over 47%. It'll be Xavier ball. 11 minutes remaining in this first half, and a very entertaining first half already as we open up Big East play.
Great scouting reports. They had that high-low sniffed out. Both teams.
Tyreek Jones back on the floor. He had a great start with 8 points. Cantor fires the 3 and hits it.
He's clever, this kid. Worldly, international style of performer. Pretty good with his footwork around the rim. But that stretches that power forward away. 1-3-1, they get a piece.
That was Gooden who deflected it in the hands of Cantor's, going all the way, and he travels, turn it over.
Should have given it up. I know he can handle it a little too deep, but out of decision.
Younger brother of Enes Kanter of the New York Knicks, Karam Kanter, transferring from Wisconsin Green Bay, and a grad transfer arriving in Cincinnati to play for Xavier, pursuing his masters.
He's a little more subdued about his feelings about his country.
Yeah, his older brother is in a little bit of hot water in his home country. He's playing great for the Knicks, though, right now, his older brother.
Is.
In the corner, air ball fired up by Kane, and offensive board, Hauser with a putback.
Boy, nice job getting to the right spot.
Hauser brings a lot to the table for Marquette. The two guards get a lot of the headlines as Blewett lets one rip from deep range.
Changes, he shakes his head. He was right up on him. That should set up his dribble game. Still the 1-3-1 now. They've been trying to get, in practice at least, right there. Nice pass because of the size of Hauser.
Hell couldn't finish it.
Yeah.
Got a point-blank layup. Well, you figure Blewett, he's the guy to get you out of a slump. Gooden on the take. Gooden goes to the hole with the left. He finishes.
He can blow by. He is excellent off that bounce, going left.
Now Gooden keeping him out of foul trouble. Such a key for Xavier. He's been a terrific player for them this year. As Howard, long-range three, no good. Kane with the offensive board. Can't hit that one. And it's Jones who comes away with a board.
Well, if you can't get a good shot, as Kane did that time, kick it out. Same thing, better D.
Howard cuts him off. And here's Blewett again.
Nice check out.
Howard on the move. Howard just blowing by two Musketeers. Turns it over, though.
Howard gets a foul, too, like that second one. Doesn't it look like these guys were waiting for the opening of the Big East? I mean, champing at the beat. The bit, I should say.
Crowd reacting to the foul on Howard, who picks up his second. Rousey has been on the bench with two fouls.
He did foul, but Woj will see it later. He ran into the back, knocked him on the ground. He's one of the guys who lose the ball on a watch. So he initiates the contact. That was the right call.
That was scary. Blewett took that Howard land right on the back of his leg. So Wojciechowski is going to bring Rousey back in with two fouls and 8:46 remaining in the half. Blewett will shoot the free throws. And he hits the first of the 1-and-1.
That's the thing to do. Yo-yo these two now. Give a couple of minutes to each one.
Trayvon Blewett, All-America candidate. And he hits them both. A lot of time in the bonus remaining here for Xavier. You're talking about the best free throw shooting team in the conference as well. Xavier on a 10-2 run now, answering Marquette's 10-0 run. Here's Anna with a little floater, rolling with a board. Give it to Hauser. He'll give it to Rousey, and Rousey takes the contact.
Once again, everybody prepares. This is pump fakes, don't bite, stay on the deck. But a gamer this kid is. The extra pass, too. Very well composed, that particular set. He's going to get the shot off by Hooker.
Averaging 20.7 a game. Had a calf injury last week. He also took a shot to the eye, as you see, against American. Rousey, a transfer. He started his career at UNC Asheville. Big South Freshman of the Year there. Ended up in this program with Wojciechowski, who saw him as a member of that UNC Asheville team while Wojciechowski was at Duke. Said, that's my kind of player.
He sure is. He's competitive like Wojo was.
And he hits all three. Rousey, an 87% free throw shooter, has Marquette within a point. Xavier with the ball in the lead. 8:24 remaining in the first half.
Rousey did over 321, right? Threes for his career, including Asheville.
McCura, little turnaround. Froling, and the foul on Jones. That's going the other way. First foul, Tyreek Jones.
I'll tell you, this is a great atmosphere. This big building, don't you think? He can get loud. They got the new one right across the street here.
Right next door. Be the final year here at the Bradley Center. Brand new arena opening up next season for Marquette and the Milwaukee Bucks sharing the venue. Did you get the hard hat tour?
No
hard hat
no, it's too cold to
required.
go outside.
Here's Hauser for three. Air ball. Froling, keep it alive. Froling runs down the rebound.
He can shoot it.
And they're leaving him open. He didn't take the bait. Greg Elliott hit a three.
Well, this is patchwork right now. Tough shot.
Makura.
Right on it, though.
Three-pointers are flying. Behind the back goes Rousey. He's feeling it a little bit. Rousey kicks it. Froling. That's a tough pass.
Yeah. Into the body.
Turnover. A lot of turnovers for both of these teams early. Playing at a good pace. Well, this time Gooden goes with a right hand and scores.
He is explosive and strong. Gets that shoulder low to the ground.
They found something last year in Quentin Gooden. He took over for Edmund Sumner, former Kentucky High School Player of the Year 2 years ago, and he's found it at Xavier. Froling can shoot. In and out it goes. He's got a good-looking stroke.
And Rousey had to be careful. He got a little too close there. Should have been a call against him.
Got hands on it, did Hauser. And off the hands of Froling. Very active defensively, Marquette. We're working on FS2 now. When we come back after this break, we'll be on FS1. Switch it over. Keep it going with us. All tied in Milwaukee. Game here to start it out. What a thriller with Butler and Georgetown, though, wrapped. Double overtime finish there, won by the Bulldogs.
Wow. Patrick. Interesting start for the big fella, huh? Welcome to the Big East. And we got one like that right here. Two heavyweights competing, backing off. Not backing off, I should say.
High scoring, high octane offenses between these two. Xavier currently second, 86-9 a game. Marquette, 83 a game. They are scoring. And let's get you caught up a little bit here. Trayvon Blewett, All-America candidate. He's made an impact in this game.
Sure has. Early in the game, got himself cutting beautifully and under the glass. Hauser slipped in. Great selection with the left hand.
Xavier got great work from their big man. Their sophomore Tyreek Jones scored 8 points in the first 5 minutes. Blewett has 7 right now. And for Marquette, Elliott's hit for 5. Howard and Rousey have been the story with 8 apiece, but each of those two guards, the top 2 scoring guards in the Big East, are playing with 2 fouls right now. Howard sitting, Rousey is on the floor.
Yeah, Rousey was careful that last trip there. Don't extend the arm on drives. Foley's done a pretty good job too. I mean, the numbers aren't there, but he's been effective, denying, checking out, competing.
Both of these teams are hot coming into this matchup. Marquette has won 4 in a row, 9-3. Xavier ranks 6th right now in the country in the AP. They are 12-1 with 7 consecutive wins. Their lone loss was against Arizona State. That was in Las Vegas. They have wins over Baylor and Cincinnati. Had a road win against Northern Iowa. And they deserve that number 6 rating.
The Scruggs on the floor running the show, trying to be careful. Good D on the baseline. Hauser.
Here's the freshman, Najee Marshall, hits a 3. Good work from Gates to set him up.
Good looking prospect too. Once again, 1-3-1. A staple in the Xavier defense.
And with Marshall at the top of that zone as well, he becomes a very long player to get the ball around. Rousey fires a 3 short. And it's pulled down by O'Mara.
That looked pretty good from here too, didn't it? And Makura does play the top as well with Marshall. That makes them big on the wing.
Blewett trying to turn a corner. Little separation and gets it to go.
Boy, you got a great balance and strength to stick that.
Blewett, one of the great players in the country, has 9 already. 7-0 run for Xavier, up 32-27. Been a game of big swings here. Marquette went on a 10-0 run earlier to come back.
Building's wide open.
Kicks it to Hauser. 4-3. Yes.
That center is wide open. They passed up on it earlier. Good read by Hauser. Of course, the kick back to him.
You can tell Froling makes a difference for Marquette. Adams going to be hit with the foul, but this big man from Australia, transferring from SMU, sat out until the 3rd week of December. He gives you a big body, and he can dish it a little bit.
A nice job here, flashing and kicking. He's been hanging out with you, though he's lost a lot of weight.
This is when we put it on this time of year up here in the North Country
right.
there, Raft.
Everything I order has cheese. I wonder why.
It's great to have you here in Milwaukee, Bill.
It's a fun town.
We spent a lot of time just walking around outside last night.
Being Irish is one of our favorite cities, you know. The reputation over the years with the different beverages that are distilled.
As we say, we're going under par tonight. It is going to be in the negatives tonight. It's 0 at game time here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And we will be dipping into the -2, -3 range. But it's nice and cozy inside the Bradley Center. Got a great matchup here between Xavier and Marquette, the lid lifter in the Big East. Annam trying to shake his way in, runs into a wall. Kane flying high, keeps it alive, but it ends up in the hands of Gates.
Pretty good penetration, just couldn't finish it.
Scruggs running the point now for Xavier.
Now Froling just went too high. You've got to release and recover. He denied on the wrong side. O'Mara with a great read.
O'Mara has a lot of friends and family here. He's from Illinois, Glen Ellen, Illinois. Behind the back to Hauser, works it to the corner. Kane will let it go, and Kane will hit.
He was working today on that shot. That's a welcome addition. That's wide open against the 1-3-1 zones.
It is a pick your poison offense with Marquette. Chris Mack talking to his players today, saying, I'm going to settle for shots from Kane in the corner or maybe Greg Elliott in the corner. We're going to see if those guys, those young players, these freshmen are up for this challenge. And Kane hits a big 3 from the corner. That'll be good for his confidence. Here's Blewett now with Annam on him, and Annam is going to be hit for the foul.
Now they do a nice job with their entry passes that time. Bend it over, Blewett on the pinch post, and the giveaway. Send a terrific free throw shooter to the line, too. 87%. That'll get you home.
Blewett's already made 4. He's 4 for 4 tonight. 3-point lead, Xavier. Chance to add to it with Trayvon Blewett at the line. And he misses on the front end. Rousey, long 3. Whoop.
He knew he was coming out, too, by the way. Howard's waiting to come in.
He's going to get a shot up before the whistle comes. Good eye, Coach. Rousey with 11. And he's played this segment with the 2 fouls. O'Mara banging against help. And O'Mara strong to the rim.
He is really patient. He's developed that little bounce and delivery.
Now Rousey with Marshall on him, giving up about 6 inches there. Working on the zone. Rousey lets it go. Oh, and Rousey hits another one.
And he says hello to everybody while he does it. Hauser can really deliver passes, though.
14 for Rousey, with Howard soon to be checking in for him. Here's Gates. He's got a sweet stroke as well. In and out it goes. Marshall to board. Can't get it. Pokes it back to O'Mara.
Good job releasing by O'Mara.
And another one for Gates. Missed again.
Boy, 2 great looks.
Well, let's see if Rousey's got a 3rd one in him.
I'll tell you what. He is a confident offensive play. What a nice look.
No look dish. Annam kicks it out. Marquette really spaces it well. They have the shooters to play this way.
And they got into their offense early, so they got plenty of time.
Rousey, ball fake. Now he lets one go. Comes up short. Didn't have his legs under him.
Nobody back.
And Marshall all the way will throw it down with the left hand.
And that's what happens. You're out of place, displaced against that 1-3-1. He takes an angle shot like that. Nobody balancing.
Well, think about this, Rap. We're going back and forth here. Maybe 6 possessions now without a whistle. Wojo trying to get Howard in the game, and now he'll say timeout. Let's get these guys in. Rousey playing with 2 fouls. Xavier answering the call after a barrage.
Good call, though, on a timeout. You're right. But how about this? A new Marshall in town. He is strong at the 10. Nudging.
Rousey re-enters with 2 fouls and delivered some big threes, Rap.
He has been big time. This kid is a gamer. Because that's that spread where they get one of the guards down in the corner. That time it was Rousey. But this split, he doesn't need much room either. Space to shoot it if you don't get right out there. Confident, big-time delivery. He might be considered cocky in the neighborhood. I don't want to go overboard.
Ultra confident, how about that?
That's right. When you like him or it's your teammate, it's confidence.
Well, he missed his first 3, but has hit 4 of his last 5. 14 points for Rousey. And what was interesting, and Rapp pointed it out, as soon as Wojciechowski sent Howard to the scorer's table, Rousey caught fire. Hit a couple of threes in a row.
He thought he was going out. But now it's interesting, they're playing both of them down the stretch here.
Both playing with 2 fouls, trying to get to the finish line of this first half and avoid that 3rd foul. Xavier's hung in there well on the road, though. Marquette beat Xavier twice last year. The first one was here without Blewett. Howard off the glass, no. And it's pulled down by Jones.
Great shot, though. Really good defense to make it a little longer. They got a zone look now. Let's see what they're in. Here's the 1-3-1. They've been practicing. Let's see if Flojo sticks with it if they score.
And Kane got lost, and Jones catches it deep. Hauser keeps it alive and out of bounds. That'll be Xavier ball.
They weren't sure what they were in. Hauser's going over to the bench saying, Coach, not a straight man.
Now, if you know Steve Wojciechowski, you certainly know he despises the zone defense, but because of personnel, he's had to use it the last few years.
As he's had to call and apologize to Mike Kay. Here's another elbow. Of course, Mike Kay's using his own version of zone too.
Here's Blewett, long range 3, in and out it goes. Elbows are flying. There's been a lot of paint swapped in this game already in this Big East matchup.
You got to have your woofing game in this one, too.
Dump it inside. Theo John, the freshman. And a bad pass. He left it hanging right there for Jones. Makura, little hesitation. And has some height over Rousey and scores easily.
Yeah, good read, good comment, too, Brian. This kid knows he can elevate.
With Blewett, with Makura, when things get tough when you're on the road, and we saw it last year in Xavier's run all the way to the Elite Eight, they can really settle a game down. Very patient. Howard, and Howard misses again. That's Cantor with the rebound.
And making it tougher shots.
Howard has 8 points, but he's missed 6. He's 4 for 10. And timeout Xavier. Chris Mack wants to talk it over. 28.1 remain. 22 on the shot clock. Xavier in possession and the lead by 3.
Rated T for Teen.
Let out your inner child at the Lexus December to Remember sales event.
Lease the 2017 IS Turbo for $299 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Don't forget, the bowl games are heating up. The Pac-12 meets the Big Ten in the San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl. Washington State Cougars facing Michigan State. That's tomorrow at 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central. It's only on FS1. Brian Anderson with Bill Raftery. Great to have you with us from Milwaukee. Marquette and Xavier, first Big East game. Xavier with the lead in the ball. About 6 seconds separating shot clock and game clock. Hauser pokes it away. And that'll stay in the possession of Xavier with 10 on the timer.
Elliott with a great help there on the post-up. Cantor does an excellent job of using his feet properly.
Kaiser Gates, the three-point specialist, is in. 15-7 left in the half, and here's Blewett on the catch and shoot. No, and Gates with a foul going the other way. Hauser was in position.
Great job checking out. Both teams really up challenging shots. Number 2 on Kaiser.
Kaiser Gates re-enters, picks up his second foul. Howard is back in. Elliott will sit.
Nice job. Yo-yoing guys, get some offense out of them with those 2 fouls.
Wojciechowski's done a good job navigating the foul trouble with Rousey and Howard. Rousey with the ball in his hands. Had a quick burst a moment ago. Rousey gives it up. Makira jumps a lane. Time ticks. Makira got a chance to get it up, looking for a foul, and that's how the first half will end. And Xavier screaming for a foul there on the way in. There was a lot of contact.
You can't believe it. I think he did get bumped. When you turn that corner, you better be aware. A lot of defenders stepping in lanes. They dodged one. Xavier, you would watch this game. You think Marquette's in control. All of a sudden, with the lead, they're smacked.
And Steve Wojciechowski is going to stay and argue as long as Chris Mack is going to stay and argue with the officials. Let's see.
It ended up being, I think he got bumped and then he walked. Look at him though. He is a fiery competitor. You see Jones calming him down.
Good work by Jones.
Yeah, it really was.
Letting them play. Been a physical first half. 42-39. We'll head to Mike Hill, Steve Lavin, and Jim Jackson. Jeep Grand Cherokee halftime report right after this break. You're watching the Big East on FS1. Opener, Xavier ranked 6th in the country on the road against Marquette, and it is a 3-point Xavier lead. Brian Anderson with Bill Raftery. That was a very entertaining first half, and they did swap a little paint. As I mentioned, it got very physical, but you can see the explosive offensive players that each of these teams possess.
Both teams really are very competitive, no question about it. Entertaining, and there's a little take going on occasion out there. But the guard play kept Marquette going, I think. They're really impressive how they, both of them, in combination, it's very hard for a shooting guard to defend either one of them because they're so good with the dribble. They don't need much space. Rousey able to knock that one down, Howard, to deliver the punch and then counter that on the other end. The blow-by, as we like to call it. Gooden is excellent going left. And, of course, the counter with confidence. Fluid. The ability to release an open mind, a free conscious, particularly when you knock them down over the years.
Well, we haven't seen a whole lot of three-pointers made in this game. Both of these teams are very adept from behind the arc. Rousey goes for 14 points. He scored 9 in a 5-minute window, playing with 2 fouls. That was a key window of the game for Marquette. Howard scores 8. Blewett leads Xavier with 11 points. And the sophomore point guard, Gooden, with 4 points. And both of them on drives. It'll be Marquette with the ball to start the second half. Marquette down 3. Going with a lineup of Hauser and Helt. The 2 guards, Howard and Rousey, with Sakar Annam as well. Here's Helt down inside.
Makira right there on the catch. Rousey's going to have to use the dribble.
Rousey turns a corner. Rousey goes in and scores it. Or he beat Jones to the basket.
He can put it on the deck.
16 for Andrew Rousey, the senior from Lexington, Virginia. Second best scorer in the Big East as we open Big East play here tonight. Jones. Nice
entry pass to Jones. He could have done more with it.
He was ready to get rid of it. Yeah. Hot potato. Blewett, 4-3. Another one in and out. Helt banging with Jones for the rebound. Hauser comes away with it.
Nice job by Helt. He's got to do little things to stay in that lineup and help his team. Screen, be available.
Bullet pass to Hauser. And Makira right on him. Xavier, one of the better defensive teams in the league. They'll statistically will trend toward the top when it's all said and done.
Excellent. They are. Very thorough with the reports, what you do, what they like to take away from you.
Deep in the clock, goes to 3. Howard's got to get off a tough shot. Helt back taps it out to Annam.
And a gamble by Makira frees up Rousey.
And another offensive rebound, this time Hauser. Rousey again, this time it's good.
All because of a mistake, an over-hustle mistake.
Rousey hits the three. Marquette takes the lead. Rousey with 19. Macura goes by him and scores at the basket.
He's going to retaliate somehow. He's a
Macura
gambler.
has 6. Sakar Annam to his right, and he's fouled. Marquette on the attack here, coming out of the second half.
Everybody lifted that ability to put it on the deck because weak side help not available. But again, the tip back out gives the open look first, and then the second one here, excellent. Tough time really to cover everybody on the offensive rebound. Leads to great three-point looks.
Sakar Annam, just a 67% free throw shooter. It's an interesting dynamic in the starting 5 for Marquette. Annam and Helt, they do the dirty work, but Annam with a chance at 3 points cannot hit them. And we're still tied at 44. Xavier with a basketball. Xavier on the road, starting their Big East play. 6th in the country. Their highest ever ranking was 5th. That was 2 years ago. And they've been trending upwards. There's 3 consecutive weeks for Xavier in the top 10.
Nice job handling this defense here.
Blewett, another tough shot. Comes up short. And that's going to be on Howard. Howard slipped in under Macura and is hit with his 3rd foul, I believe.
Might be Hauser. I'm not sure. You think it is? You're right. You're right. I saw Hauser complaining on this. But the defense that trip by Marquette was really solid.
You can understand, you burrow your way in, the players up off the ground. I mean, you have to protect the players. He had position too with Howard. 3rd foul. Rousey playing with 2 fouls.
Just can't get frustrated. Coach is talking to him over there. This one is heating up. The officials are going to have to get control. And who better than those 2?
Rousey never afraid to jaw, and you know Macura, he's got that reputation as well. And this is going to be a foul on Macura.
He got frustrated. He's going after Rousey. He's got to calm down. He's got too much to offer, such a big impact on his team. And this is how they start, chatting, and then they duck in. And look at Rousey competing too. And not a good entry pass too. You got to throw it high or not at all. 1-3-1. Then open up a corner jumper. Nice cut.
Freshman dishes to Annam. Cannot convert. Good look though from Greg Elliott. Elliott's got a lot of game in him as well. He's figuring it out quickly here at this level.
Rousey with the quick hands. Macura's got to protect it against that kid.
Here comes Kane and Froling for Marquette. Helt and Annam will sit. So the 2 starters are out. They got good minutes out of Froling in the first half. Transfer from SMU. Big body down there, something Marquette didn't have first half of their schedule.
A nice inside screen and very lucky to get it back. Xavier, who's hardy defensively. Foley's liable to bite them with an open look too. They got to be careful. Jones is going to be dragged away from the hoop. A little more uncomfortable for him.
Jones still sitting on 8 points. He scored those 8 in the first 5 minutes. Macura, he'll rise up over Rousey. No, and flying high for the rebound is Jamal Kane. Rousey with a pump fake. Gives it up to Kane in the corner. And he hits another one.
Boy, that's hard work, though. He came out early. They don't get back again. They make you pay. Great look. Good.
Blewett flying down the court after a make on the other end. And Marquette surprised by the speed of Xavier there.
Hauser so tough because he can do that and see over the top.
Rousey on a dish from Froling. Hauser in there to bang it away, and Macura comes away with a rebound. Here comes Xavier. Macura with his head up, and he runs right over Rousey. They're going to call a block, and Rousey kicks him. And a technical now.
That was coming. You knew that. So it might be 2 fouls on Rousey if it is, you know, the technical on him.
He's sitting with 2 right now. The blocking foul would be 3. Let's see about the tee.
We're going to sort it out, telling teams to go to their benches. This was coming, folks. He never really got there, so I can see that now. Well, look at this.
Oh, Makira.
That's really shouldn't have been. That was Hauser just pushing him. I don't know.
Makira with a little flop there. Yeah. And I tell you, just to the naked eye, it looked like Rousey kicked him.
I know.
But now that you see it in replay.
But knowing Rousey, you thought he did.
The reputation precedes him. It was actually Froling who dropped the shoulder into Makira.
Well, their technical is to stop the nonsense. Yeah, Hauser gave a pretty good shot on that one.
A lot to sort out here. You got 3 veteran officials. So it's going to be a foul on Rousey. We know that. The blocking foul.
And Hauser gets the tee, I would think, which helps them.
Or Froling. Is it Froling or Hauser? Let's see. You're right, though, Rat. This was building from just before the tip.
You're waiting for it to burst, right? The bubble. All that sweet talk pre-game. And this is only the first one. Think about it. Plenty to go.
Well, this conference is something special. This Big East, they put 7 in the tournament last year. Right now, there are 4 teams in the top 19 in the RPI. And going to have a technical.
Shoot those first.
And the technical is going to belong to Froling. So Rousey gets the block. Froling gets the tee. And blew it.
Dead ball, and you're right, it was Froling. Dead ball. Contact foul on Froling. Let's see if they calm down, though. It's all about winning the game now.
Oh, Makira is so good at stirring it up. He's the guy you love to have on your team. And if he's on the opposition, he can stir up not just the opposing players, the opposing crowd as well. He is the maestro. That's stirring up the mess. Jones, oh, and a two-handed throwdown.
How about that composure by the bench and the extension to the Xavier players? The empty side, stroke completion. Number 0. Jonesy.
Rousey can't turn the corner. Now he, with a little ball fake, gets himself some space and scores.
He doesn't give up on a play. I mean, you got to stay locked with him.
Rousey is an explosive scorer. He has 21 already. He went for 30 against LSU. Had 34 against Vermont.
So they are all hands.
Makira and Rousey. Kane jumps the lane. Another steal for Kane. Up ahead to Elliott. Elliott, a little soft off the window. Not there. And Froling comes away with a loose ball.
Run your stuff. That's what you want. Back to the 1-3-1 again. Nice couple of trips.
Look who's in the corner. It's Jamal Kane. Woo! His third 3 of the night. Marquette on top. 11 for Kane.
8 for 19 coming in. 31%.
See if Xavier has an answer with his crowd up. Here's Blewett. And it is a held ball. Possession arrow belongs to Xavier. So the young Golden Eagles, the 2 freshmen, Kane and Elliott, stepping up big. Crowd's into it. 14.5 left. 2-point Marquette lead. It's a top 25 Big East matchup. Number 25 Creighton heating up the hardwood against number 23 Seton Hall. 6:30 Eastern. All happens on FS1. Creighton averaging over 93 points per game. How about some of the Big East preseason first team selections and how they are faring so far this year in the non-conference?
Rutgers Angel known more for his rebounding. Delgado, some talented kids. Big thing now is composure. Play hard and compete. And get away from the nonsense coming down the stretch.
Trayvon Blewett is the active Big East scoring leader. Carrington, Delgado, Keelan Martin, all on that list as well. But nobody has scored more than Trayvon Blewett. And you figure the ball's going to find his hands as they dump it down into Merrick. Cannot handle it. Turnover, Xavier.
Nice job by Froling once again. Pretty good D.
The freshman guarding Rousey here. Gives it up to Elliott. Trolling. The transfer from SMU. His first taste of Big East play. Trolling backs down. Yeah, looked uncomfortable with the ball. Yeah. Now Rousey on the take. Rousey, nothing there, but it's finished up. Cleaned up by Jamal Cain.
Omar was at the foul line, couldn't get back to help out. Guarding his guy.
Cain has 13 points.
Give him room now. Give him room.
Omar's got a lot in the tool shed down there. He kicks it. Najee Marshall. No, in and out. That is a tough rim on that side for Xavier in the second half. There's been a few of those in and out. Rousey gives it. Rowland gives it right back to him.
Well, they're always ready to get that pivot foot settled and look for that three.
Howard with 3 fouls. He's on the bench. Rousey playing with 3 fouls. Marquette spreads it out. Look at Rousey. Goodness.
Look at this hustle up.
Greg Elliott
giving him some good minutes. And Gamble gets an open look again.
And Hauser this time. Not there. In and out. Xavier avoids it. A couple of possessions there. Marshall on the take. And Najee is fouled.
Graham, no question about it. House didn't agree with it. Hauser giving ground, but then reached in at the end.
First foul on Hauser.
Now you're going to have to play your best to beat a Xavier team. They do not back off. And you can see the grab. Jesuit-trained eyes are unrealistic.
Yeah.
They don't know. They saw the grab. They still disagree.
Well, Najee Marshall with 5 points. What we've seen of him this year, he is an impact freshman in this conference, and I think the best word for him is fearless. This guy goes to the hole.
Well, he does finish strong, too. Early in the year, I think it was the St. Thomas More. He had a dunk going to the rim.
Key stretch here for Xavier. Paul Scruggs will run the point now.
You were talking to Tom Crean about him, weren't you? Tom was raving about him.
He was very high on Marshall, but like most coaches who watch Xavier, and Tom Crean included, who's now doing a little television work, it is all about how good Jones and Gooden can be for Xavier. You know what you're going to get out of Trayvon Blewett. It's these other pieces can be the wild cards, but this is a very deep, versatile team here in Xavier. Sitting at number 6 in the nation right now. Theo John running into a wall, and O'Mara finally gets himself some room.
He works. He works. Lockstep pivot foot in.
First basket of the game for the freshman from Minneapolis, Theo John. Coming off a 9-point effort in the last game against American. Nice spin by Blewett. And a sweet little finger roll by Trayvon Blewett.
Well, that shows his ability, his strength as well.
Blewett has 17 now.
He's a deceptive kid. A little quicker than you think. Better hops than you think. He's built so solidly.
Howard. And it's poked away by Blewett.
Numbers here. Give it up.
3-on-1. Marshall's going to take it himself, and Marshall all the way in. He scores. A pick, a steal, and then in transition, Xavier within a point.
You talked about his length earlier in the game. Nobody's going away here, are they?
Largest lead for either team has been 6. It's been a tight one from the jump. Rousey looking for John. He's got a deep. John, little turnaround lefty.
How about that?
Gets the friendly roll.
Boy, if they get numbers up front, they are a solid unit.
Little glimpse into the future here from Marquette with the 2 freshmen on the floor. Jamal Cain and Theo John.
Trevor coming back in. Just look at this, but the grab and one.
And
how about
count
that?
It, and Rousey picks up number 4.
Not a good reach in. Just let him score.
Youth served here at the Bradley Center. The freshmen are stepping up big. Xavier a chance to tie it when we come back. 58-57, Marquette has the lead, but Xavier has a free throw coming. A moment ago, we hear from Chris Mack in the Xavier huddle.
We have 4 kills. We don't have any right now.
I think we're working hard, but like, here's the thing. Theo John gets the ball there. We can say, well, he doesn't really score a whole lot. We can wall up a little bit tougher. You're jumping on every little fake. Like,
he's the real deal. I mean, he doesn't get enough credit for what he's done with his program on a consistent basis. Very sound in there. We heard him a little bit on the kills again that you alluded to. They're an excellent defensive team. They do great preparation. And now the big thing is going inside. They've got a guy like O'Mara, and getting him involved would be right up this guy's alley. He can make some decisions. He's got good footwork. He's got that hook shot. But a little bit of a hurry to jack shots up has got them where they are.
I'll tell you, Najee Marshall, who tries to finish off a three-point play here, has been very impressive in this last window. By the way, during that break, so we thought the foul was going to be called on Rousey. He was in the middle of it, but actually the foul went to Theo John. That's huge for Marquette. That would have been number 4 on Rousey.
A big break.
So it allows Howard and Rousey on the floor together, both playing with 3 fouls. Kane left open by Cantor.
Runs on the floor too. Got lost on this play.
Howard pulls it. And Cantor with the rebound.
Much better job screening out. They've been delinquent a little bit with their rebounding.
Scruggs running the point for Xavier. The kills that Chris Mack was talking about, that's 3 consecutive possessions with stops. You can count along with them. And a little scoop. Marshall can't get it to the rim. Looked like he just ran out of gas on the way up, and it'll be Marquette ball.
Should have outstretched the defender. Well, they are not stepping back inside these teams.
All tied at 58, Xavier and Marquette. After we saw a double overtime thriller in D.C. in our first game of our doubleheader tonight. Won by Butler. Comeback win for Butler over Georgetown. Kane, he's been hot. Can he hit again? Yes, he can. How about this guy?
He is very able.
16 points for Jamal Kane, and he and Theo John in the second half are now 6 for 6. They've combined to score 15 points.
That changes the whole complexion of their team. Use the bigs a little bit.
Makira uses the body well and goes strong to the rack.
Toughness personified with the attack.
Quiets him down here at the Bradley Center. Only 1 loss this year for Xavier. They are 12-1. They've won 7 straight. Rousey lets it go. Cantor with the board.
And they weren't ready for that. They talked about that in the scouting report today. He'll do that fake like he's going to hand it off, drill it.
In the corner, Cantor. He's got that in him. And Cantor hits.
Scruggs with the find. That's what they need. This guy's got to get better and better if they're going to go deeper into that tournament.
Cantor shoots at 36% from behind the arc. He's a big man who can stretch it out. He's really starting to settle in. He gives Xavier another layer on that bench. I don't know if they expected this much out of Karen Cantor when the season began.
No, he really proved to them he deserved more minutes.
Froling. Another transfer. Up and under. Okay.
Hey, comfortable with his back to the basket. The Aussie. Big stretch. Use the rim.
You could go with a little Vegemite on that one, Kelly. Inside Makira. Misses and is fouled.
Fooled anybody. Hauser was in there, too.
Take you back to Froling on the other end.
Well, we've watched him make shots in practice, but this is just pretty. That's an old-fashioned little step through. Big guy negated by the 10.
Makira at the line. Trayvon Blewett set to check back in. He and Tyreek Jones will re-enter as Makira hits a free throw. If you weren't with us in the first half, we documented the fact that Xavier is the best free throw shooting team in the conference. Number 4 in the nation. If this turns into a free throw shooting game, there is a distinct advantage with Xavier. And Xavier so far tonight, 14 out of 16 from the free throw line. 2-point lead for the X.
Makira at 84%. There's that Horns look. Both clubs are a lot of similar deals. Here's the back screen on Hauser to get him to the box. He gave up on it.
Very young lineup on the floor for Marquette. Sophomore Howard, little shake and bake to the rim.
I love it. Poise, stand up tall, and put it in overdrive with the glove line.
10 points for Marcus Howard, the top scorer in the Big East. Averages nearly 22 a game. He's been saddled with foul trouble tonight. Playing with 3 of them.
The guys are making nice slip to the goal. What a find.
Jones cleans it up, set up beautifully by Blewett.
Oh, it was pretty.
12 points for Tyreek Jones.
I would ride that ball screen at the top now. See if Marquette can handle it.
We got freshman to freshman here. Back to sophomore.
Nice job getting over the top. Look at this slip. Same play.
John takes the contact, and he'll shoot a pair. It's going to take us to a timeout. The freshman Theo John at the line when we come back.
Not a great free throw shooter, unfortunately, but here, stand them up. A little left kiss. Pretty. Downtown Milwaukee.
Well, Marcus Howard starting to get loose a little bit in this second half, but Xavier is hanging on the road. They lead by 2. Tonight's Jeep Grand Cherokee stat comparison. Marcus Howard and his older brother Jordan Howard at Central Arkansas. These two are both averaging nearly 25 points per game. And our friends from Stats going the brother combo as best they can, pulling up the Curry brothers. And how about the Van Arsdales going back to the 60s?
Sure, one with the Knicks, one with the Suns. You know, there's another 2 brothers played at Seattle just before Elgin Baylor. They didn't score like this, but they were talented and scored in double figures each. It's really unusual. He claims he's a better shooter than his brother, by the way, as he should.
I think his brother would agree as well. Marcus Howard, terrific freshman for Marquette. Excuse me, sophomore for Marquette. The freshman Jamal Cain has been a big story here in this second half. And a very young lineup that Steve Wojciechowski's going with. All freshmen and sophomores on the floor, and it has been effective. This is a career best for Jamal Cain, only his second time in double figures this year.
He was shooting it with confidence. And now you've got to be ready, both teams. You know your partner is not a good free throw shooter because Xavier as well knows it.
Theo John with 1 left. Rousey's back in. Elliott will take a seat. John just 5 for 15 coming into this game at the free throw line. He's hardly been at the line this season, and he misses 2 here. Blewett with a rebound. Marquette down a pair. Xavier can add to their lead with the ball.
We're getting a lot of mileage out of the freshman right now for Xavier. Look at this. Nobody gets out. Those are the mistakes you can't afford.
And Makura goes right between the eyes. 13 points for JP.
Can't have a lapse. Excellent call at the other end.
Rousey trying to get to his left. Gets shut off. Here's Howard now. Plenty of time, but he'll let one go. Tough shot for Howard.
Contested.
On the move is Scruggs. Backup point guard. Finds Makura. Why not? Hot hand. He misses. And Blewett with a rebound.
Overmatched with Rousey.
Scruggs all the way in. A little tip off the window. He scores it.
Well, does that make you better? And you've got guys first night in the Big East performing like Marshall and Scruggs. Extend that bench. How about that?
Backup point guard Scruggs, and the offense he gives you is a bonus if you're Xavier. Mack, he is building a powerhouse in Xavier. 4 trips to the Sweet 16 for Mack last year in the Elite 8. They come out this year, and now they have emerged as the #6 team of the nation with a road win at Wisconsin. Their only loss was to Arizona State, and then back-to-back victories against ranked teams in Baylor and Cincinnati.
Well, they had a lead in that Arizona State game and lost it, but winning Cincinnati is really impressive. They are talented. That's a heck of a win. We were up in Wisconsin, and I had the Baylor game as well. But right now, got to stop jacking threes. I think you got to go through Hauser.
Xavier is on a 7-0 run. Largest lead of the game as well. 7 for Xavier, and Jones disrupted that one. 18 on the shot clock. Plenty of time.
Maybe more of a lob or even pass it up. Xavier's so attuned to scouting reports. Got to get it in.
And Froling up there with Jones. A little scattered now, and Howard lets a 3 go and finally hits one.
He and Rousey were fighting over the pass there for a minute.
13 for Howard. A huge bucket coming out of the timeout for Marquette. snaps a 7-0 run for Xavier. Scruggs continues here, running the point. Got a layup before that timeout. Now blew it. A little bit range, no problem.
Nice find by Scruggs again. And handled it defensively, Marquette, but a nice counter.
Blewett was so good in the NCAA tournament last year. Averaged over 21 a game, had a 29-point game against Florida State. He's looking at another 20-point game here tonight.
Didn't you have him in the tournament?
I did. I had him in the regional. Had an impressive win over Arizona. Here's Hauser. Yes!
Use him!
Sudden Sam with a three, and back-to-back possessions with three-pointers for Marquette. Hauser with 10. They're on their feet.
A splash from Spash. That's your line. You don't mind if I stole it there?
Finest form of flattery, Governor.
Ooh, nice job on the cut. Foley.
Xavier by three with the ball. And Blewett, a quick release. Not there. Look at Marshall battling, but it ends up in the hands of Froling.
And Rousey was helpful there, too.
Howard hunting in the corner. Here's Kane. He's been hot tonight. And a whistle underneath. And it's going to stay in the possession of Marquette.
He's got to be careful. He was following Jim Crocker. He gave that look over the shoulder. You don't want one at this stage.
And McKira went in heavy on Froling. Second foul on McKira. It's going to buy a new shot clock for Marquette.
Now, you do a lot of NBA games, and guys complain about a call, and it's obvious. McKira's the same. You know what
I didn't touch him. Froling springs free, and a foul from Jones.
Got a good job defensively.
That's 4 on Tyreek Jones.
Good read by Froling. Seems to understand the game.
Look, we didn't see a lot of Froling at SMU last year, just a handful of games. He looks, a lot leaner and a lot quicker here with Marquette. Give him credit.
That was a quick move with a guy like Jones. Jones knew it was his mistake on that back cut.
First free throw of the season for Harry Froling, and he knocks it down.
And Wojo has him in for that reason, I think, knowing John's struggle on the free throw line.
Freshman Marshall will sit. Jones out with foul trouble. 4:48 left. This has been a good one.
And a fresh Gooden on the floor as well.
1 out of 2 for Froling. Xavier basketball. They still lead by 2. And they survive that window with their backup point guard. There's a significant drop when you go from Gooden to Scruggs.
Well, not that one-handed pass. Good recovery, though. McKira.
Blewett working on Hauser. Bounced it right off his foot. Up ahead, Howard. Off to the races. And Howard. It's swatted by McKira. He runs him down.
Never gives up.
Gooden on the attack. And that's blocked by Hauser. And a foul is called.
Late.
They're going to get Hauser. He blocked the shot, but got him with a body. What a sequence here with these two.
How about the effort on both ends of the floor? This was a run out. McKira in overdrive. Does a LeBron at the end of this. Keeps it in play.
And then on the other end, let's see this.
Oh, boy. I can see why they're upset.
Got him with a body, and Steve Wojciechowski roaring mad on that Marquette sideline. That will send Gooden to the line. 87% free throw shooter. Nothing but net on the first one.
You know, on blocks, you've seen it too. There's an anticipation sometimes by officials. They're expecting a little bit of a whack.
You know, for me, the difference there was Howard avoided the contact with the body, and Gooden took it.
Right.
And got the call, and he hits the free throws. And Xavier trying to withstand the surge by Marquette. They're up 4. They've missed 2 tonight. They're 16 of 18 from the line.
Trying to post up Hauser. I like that.
And now the steal. Gooden all the way to the hole. And Gooden scores. A pick and 2 points for Xavier.
Jump the passing lane. Look like they're trying to switch to D. We're back to man.
Rousey will get it organized here. Under 4.
Need a good one here.
Rousey. Shot clock to 10 now.
He wants that three.
He's got the mismatch with O'Mara. Settled for, oh my goodness, settled nothing. He dropped the long-range three.
That came down wet. He had to launch that baby.
It only settles when it misses. That one was true. 24 points for Rousey.
Well, these two clubs are leaving it out there. This is just great.
O'Mara's got a lot of room in there.
Load up again.
Yeah, blew it to let one go long range. And Rousey with the board.
O'Mara was in the lane. I thought he should have got in, ducked in and begged.
In the lane with 50 pounds on the freshman that was guarding him.
Pretty.
Rousey, little teardrop. Yes!
What a
set up by
play.
Hauser.
How about Hauser's feel for the game?
1-point game.
Nobody backing off.
Xavier with a lead in the ball.
Brush, they used the ball screen. McCure gave it up. Slip.
Dump it inside. O'Mara, yes.
Pretty.
Big answer for the X.
Oh, this team is so mature, composed, side to side, and then the dive.
Oh, wide open for three. Rousey hits another one.
This kid.
29 points for Andrew Rousey. We're tied at 80.
He is a true believer in his ability. Got to get it off the floor.
Gooden on the tape. Little up and under. Not there. And it's Howard with the board.
They didn't need that.
Marquette with a chance to take the lead. Howard goes by Makura. Howard, no, and it's Gates with the rebound.
And Gates stopped him. Pretty good play.
Makura to the basket. Makura scores it. And Xavier back on top. A furious pace here. Set up for a dandy of a finish.
McCure the challenge, but he also got hit. He is an amazing emotional leader, this kid. But this one, talk about some early onions. Now this kid, he's got confidence, skill, the ability to get a lot of nylon coming down the stretch. Big time performance early in the Big East.
One of the game's biggest gamers in college basketball. A big bucket, 82-80 Xavier. Tonight's game reset sponsored by SoFi, rethinking personal finances. And the Golden Eagles of Marquette with one full timeout. They also have a 30. 7 fouls for Marquette at this point. Xavier with 2 timeouts as well. They're in good shape as we have them in the foul category with 1:55 left. Every time Xavier gives up a run, they answer rap.
Well, the transition defense hasn't been good consistently. That's what cost him. Folding on the closeout. He's too big. You know he can be had. And this kid just leaves it out. Big time performer. Game in and game out. Demanding of his teammates, as it should be, because he demands it of himself.
15 for the game, 11.5 for Makura, who sits briefly, you would think.
Yeah, I would think so.
Goes under 2. Huge possession. On the cut goes Howard. Cannot make the layup.
And what a great call by Wojo. Lifts everybody, step and go, but no magic at the rim.
Man, that was all set up well. That was on Howard. Xavier and blew it with Hauser on, almost lost it, gets it to Gates for 3. Yes, sir! Woo! Kaiser Gates.
They have so many people that can bite you. What? The ability to stick to it. That's got to go. They're in deep trouble.
And it's Hauser with a board. Hauser is fouled. He'll go to the line. You can understand why Rousey is letting them fly here. He's made 6 3-pointers tonight. That was early, though.
Yeah, early
by Hauser.
Early and deep. I think you've got to be a little more organized. You can always get that shot.
Tyreek Jones called for his 5th. He's out. Jones will exit in 21 minutes, scoring 12 points, 4 rebounds. Missed only 1 shot. The Big East field goal percentage leader. Got him off to a great start tonight, did the sophomore. He'll be replaced by Cantor. Hauser is at the line. Excellent free throw shooter. He's only missed twice all year. He's 18 for 20. And these are must makes for Sam Hauser with 1:12 to go.
And they do press. They've got a 1-2-1-1. We'll see if they use it, Marquette.
McCura back in for Xavier.
He loves that, by the way. That greeting that we get occasionally at our house.
Hauser hits them both.
They go back.
3-point game. Xavier with a lead.
Going straight up.
Gooden runs a point.
McCura or Blewett at some point.
Hauser's got Blewett. The freshman Kane on McCura. Shot clock down to 12. And now Gooden probing, gives it up. Here's Blewett, long three, too strong. Kane with a rebound. Marquette with a chance.
Go to the goal. You don't need the three.
3-point game. Marquette down with the ball. Rousey for the tie. Short.
What a save, Froling.
Froling got it back to Rousey. Little teardrop. No. And it's Froling again. He loses it out of bounds.
They're going to look at it. They're going to check it.
McCura is sure that that will end up in the possession of Xavier. And let's give him a look. Off the leg. That might fall into the category of too close to overturn. The call on the floor is out of bounds off of Froling's Xavier ball. I'm not sure there's enough there to overturn that one, Raph.
That angle looked a little. Let's see. I don't think he ever touches it. We go, well, might have touched the pinky there. He referees. He agitates. What else do you need?
Well, the officials will take a look, getting the same replays we just showed you.
What a great teaching tool this game's going to be for both programs.
Big East College Hoops on FS1, sponsored by Jeep Grand Cherokee. Xavier, 6th in the nation, 12-1 on the year. Lone loss against Arizona State in Las Vegas. They've won 7 in a row. Marquette's won 4 consecutive games. They're 9-3, 2 tournament teams from a year ago. And after the review, it's going to stay in the possession of Xavier.
I can't argue with that.
Well, now shot clock is off. 29-7 on the game timer.
I would go one trap and then give it up. You don't have much choice.
And trying to foul Gooden. They will foul Gooden. Gooden is a superb free throw shooter. This is where Xavier can really put their foot down on you.
You don't have a choice of who to pick. I mean, it's, but at this point, you just give it up just to stop the clock.
Xavier has 6 players right now that are 80+% from the free throw line. Gooden is an 88% free throw shooter. Kaiser Gates will come in.
They feel it's the first time they've been healthy in a while at Xavier. A lot of nicks and bruises, shoulders.
Gates missed some time. You had a couple players suspended. McCura missed a game. First free throw is good for Gooden. 17 out of 19 from the line. Big East leader in free throw shooting entering conference play of the Xavier team.
Now, this is the guy I think that's going to step up during the rest of the season. Run the offense. We saw him blow by, get to the goal, quick timeout by Chris Mack.
5-point game, 2-possession game. Marquette with the ball. 28.3 left in Milwaukee.
My experience with USAA has been excellent. They always refer to me as Master Sergeant. They really appreciate the military family, and it really shows.
We've got auto insurance, homeowners insurance.
I had an accident with the vehicle. I actually called USAA before we called the police. USAA was very hands-on, very quick, very prompt. I feel like we're being handled as people that actually have a genuine need. We're the Weber family, and we're USAA members for life.
USAA. Get your insurance quote today.
Marquette with the basketball, down 5 if you're Steve Wojciechowski. Where's the draw here?
The quick push, obviously, quick hitter. I think they've got to get Hauser something, and maybe a back screen for him, get him to the box, try and get something to explode to the rim. You can always get an inside-out 3. I don't think you can come down and jack that 3 with a ball screen, and they'll either trap it or string it out. So I think it's got to be some dribble to the goal, or at least to the lane, or posting up in that lane.
Neither team has had a lead larger than 7 tonight. That was Xavier at the 6:36 mark. It has been back and forth. A very good game to start this Big East. Both teams are battling hard. Marquette has hit 14 threes tonight. That's the most given up by Xavier this season. Gave up 13 in their lone loss of the year to Arizona State.
A nice job here, Chris Mack. Tell this guy, hey, get up, let them use it. Don't let them blow by you, but just make them use some time. Here's the ball screen.
Rousey, little step back 3, short. Froling with the board, and he's fouled from behind.
Underneath. Gates.
Kaiser Gates called for the foul.
So it's interesting. You come down and jack that 3. If you don't get that rebound, in a sense, the game is over.
Right.
Just trying to be a little more creative.
High risk, high reward.
Yeah.
Froling's been great on the offensive glass today. He's got a 1-on-1 opportunity here.
He's going to be a big help as the year goes along here. Conditioning.
Cantor is in.
Wojo was saying that it's like, not that you're stale because you've been practicing, but there's a lot of rust.
Froling has hit 1 out of 2 from the line. Misses the first. Gates, or rather Blewett, is fouled by Hauser. You're seeing what elite teams do down the stretch, on the road. Xavier has taken every punch that Marquette has offered, and they've maintained that lead throughout. It's been impressive to watch. This team is gritty like their coach.
Yeah, that's true. They know how to close out a game. And the big thing, they're old. And that's so important. You've been down through the mill. You've seen things that work and don't work.
Blewett, the senior, and they are closing the door at the free throw line. How about 90% tonight? 19 out of 21 from the free throw line. Blewett in 34 minutes tonight, now with 21 points. Marquette in desperation mode here. Going to have to drop some threes. Rousey, little step back, and he goes over 30 with that one.
Go to the rim a little bit. You just can't settle deep against a talented team like Xavier.
31 points for Andrew Rousey, his 3rd 30-point game of the season. Well, as we move into conference play, the Big East opener tonight, some of the non-conference storylines. Nova 12-0, found themselves at the top of the AP poll. 2nd year in a row they've been undefeated. How about Seton Hall coming in at 23? A couple of losses though for the Pirates.
Rutgers, the state rivalry there, of course. League has been impressive for the last few years. And Xavier, one of those teams, as we know, come tournament time, Chris gets them ready. And these are the kind of games that prepare you for mental toughness. Where's the ball going? What time is it going? What kind of shots do we want? And as you noted, free throw shooting is such an important aspect of teams closing out and winning games.
The lost art form.
Yeah, it is.
An adept at drawing fouls. You see Blewett and McCura. They do draw fouls.
Oh,
they get the body in the position. They get those easy calls, those easy points, and they rarely miss at the line.
And they also know how to sell a call, which is important. You know, it is the right call, but sell it. Make that official feel it's the proper one.
This again in the Big East feels like a 6 or 7 team entry into the NCAA tournament. Last year they had 7, and Xavier was the last team to make it in, the last selection on Selection Sunday. They had a big win against Butler in the Big East tournament to help them get in, and then they cashed it in for a run to the Elite 8. Blewett's going back to the free throw line.
And again, no choice, trying to stop the game. It is amazing, though. But that's what happens in good conferences. You get better.
Yeah.
And then you get away from the familiar faces and scouting reports that know every detail about you.
Chris Mack and company. They'll be headed home for a matchup against DePaul. They've got a couple of games on their home court, DePaul and Butler. And then you step into the nest a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
At Providence. Villanova, January 10th, and they go on the road to Omaha to take on Creighton.
No easy ones, really. He's got some tough-minded kids. And he's as thorough as they come.
Blewett. Does another one. They get to the 90-point number, does Xavier.
Well, they remind me of the Creighton teams. Even this year, you're going to have to score to compete with them.
And look at those numbers for Trayvon Blewett. 19-8 a game. And Blewett now at 23 here in Milwaukee.
Look at McCure. Moving to the end, playing that passing lane.
Gives it up to Froling, who passes it up. Clock ticks. And this is going to run out on Marquette. Count the basket from Elliott.
91-87.
But a big win on the road for Chris Mack and the Xavier Musketeers. 13-1. The record for Xavier, and a big road win. Their profile continues. Let's go to Mike Hill, Steve Lavin, Jim Jackson, FS1 College Hoops Extra right now. Take it away, boys.
Hey, what